Hi, family. Hi to the YouTube family. What's going on, family? I said I was going to come up here while I'm off today, honey. I'm just relaxing and enjoying life, family. That's what it's all about, right? We only have one life to live in this lifetime here, in this lifetime, right? So we may come back and be reincarnated many times over, but in this lifetime, we only have one life to live, all right? In this lifetime. Some of us may come back in the next lifetime. Some that has gone previously, you may meet again in this lifetime as well, right? So I do want to share that with you all. But I also want to share some other things with you all, right, family? Because I'm into a lot of hobbies. Hi, Tansless. Hi, Melissa. I'm into a lot of hobbies, family. One of the hobbies that I'm into is my dolls, family. Many of you all don't know that. Some of you all do know that, right? Some of you all do know that. I'm into animals. I love fish. I'm into the fish hobby, all right? I have fish. I have a bird. Of course, you all know I have dogs, but sometimes it depends, right? Because my one dog that I have, family, you all know, my Luna, she don't want no other dog in here. All right, I tried it a few times. It's not gonna work. So she'll be the only one. That's my baby. But I'm also into the doll hobby. And I said, today I'm going to come here and I'm going to share with the family. I'm off today. I've been, doing a little sprucing up the house because I've been decluttering. I got my dolls out of one area, moved them into the next area. And I wanted to show you all one of my pretty little dolls, right? That's one of my pretty little dolls that I have. She's an older doll. I named her after me, so her name is Tika. All right. So she was my first masterpiece doll, family. And yeah, that's my little Tika. I just did her hair. So I said while I'm off today, family, I'm going to do my doll hair and relax, family. That give me, it just helps me just to let go of everything, right? All the craziness that's going on in this world. All right. So find yourself a hobby, family. If you haven't gotten into something positive, a good hobby, get yourself into a hobby, right? So dog collecting is another one of my hobbies, family, that I'm into. I have, hold on, because this is, all right. I have various dolls and statues, family. So I am into dog collecting, right? I have smaller dolls, but these are my bigger dolls. And I'm heavily into dog collecting. Yes, I am. But I like certain dolls, like particular dolls, right? So if you're into something, get into it, family. As long as it's positive, you're not hurting nobody in the process. Get into it. All right. Like I said, this helped me to let go of everything. Right? Let go of all the craziness that's going on in the world. I could just sit up here, do my doll here, feel like a big kid again, or feel like a good mom. I feel like a good mom. As you all know, these are standing dolls, but sometimes when the wind blows, because I do have my windows open, she may topple over because I don't have any shoes on her. So sometimes they will if the wind blow because I have my windows open. But yes, make yourself feel like even like a good mom, because you all know, family, my children are grown. I have one that's not grown, but the rest of my children, they're grown. And when I sit down and I do things like do my doll hair, it will remind me of my grandchildren, because I have grandchildren, all right? My grandchildren, they'll come over and they play with the dolls, but they don't really have to play with my dolls. They don't really have a need to play with my dolls. They don't really want to play with my dolls. You know why? Because they love dolls too. And guess what? Grandma done blessed them with a whole lot of dolls. So my grandchildren have a lot of dolls. So many dolls that my daughter said, Ma, no more dolls. There's no more space in the house to put the dolls, right? So yes, as you all know, girls especially, we love dolls, and that's something that I never stopped loving as an adult, right? Although as a child I never really had dolls. I never really had dolls as a child. Okay, so let me make that clear. All right. I think it was in my adult years where I was really able to buy the dolls that I want for self, and I could splurge on self. So I'm gonna say this to family that's up here that never really got the experience they childhood in the way that they want to, or they wanted to. Family, this is the time. Don't ever think that you're too old. Don't ever think that you're too old. All right, to do those things now. Right, like I said at the beginning of this live, you only have one life to live in this lifetime. Make it the best. Right, do what's fulfilling and rewarding to you. Do what makes you happy and what raise your vibrations. Don't worry about nobody else, because most of the time the people who's judging, or the people who's saying no to something that you're doing that's positive and you're not hurting nobody in the process, those people are mostly miserable. Okay, so I'm gonna let you know that misery have no place here in my home, my heart, amongst my family, and I will cut somebody off real fast that's miserable. I don't like to be around miserable people. I love to keep my vibrations raised high, and that's just how I am, right? I love to get in tune with the inner child part of me. That's why my adult children, and even my youngest child, my adult children had a wonderful childhood, a wonderful wanted to do as a child that I never got the opportunity to do. I did it with my children. Okay, a lot of things I do with my grandchildren, right? Because that's all a part of raising your vibrations, right? Having a happy life, right? Keeping the cycle going. Good things, positive things, family. So I wanted to share that with you all, right? And tell my spiritual family, go for it. Do what you like. And I have another one over here. That's my other one. This one right here. This one, I have a few other ones, right? I'll probably show that later. I said I was probably going to make another channel and premiere my dolls. I don't know. It's just a thought. It's a thought that I'm thinking about, because this is how, when I finish tapping into energy, things that is hurtful, things that is upsetting, right? Or even see visions of things, right? That is disturbing. This right here, other than going to my ancestors' altar and crying out to my ancestors regarding some horrific things, right? This right here is a way for me to just let down, right? To be in my happy space again, right? Like I said, me being able to dress my dolls, because that's what I do. I mainly dress my dolls, put them in nice clothes, how I used to do my daughter when she was younger. All right. I only have one daughter. I was blessed with 3 boys and 1 girl. My daughter had everything. All right. My boys did too. But my daughter, she had everything. All right. My daughter had everything because I'm going to sit her down. Hold on, family. Let me sit her down. Let me sit her down. One second, family. All right, had to sit her down for a minute. So my daughter as well, right? Like I said, my daughter, she had everything. She was the only girl, so she had everything. And even when I had my nieces had everything when they were with me, right? That's one thing, you know, doing my dolls and dressing them up and posing them in certain areas of my room, right? It just bring back those memories of when I had a little girl, right? When I had a little girl and I used to dress my daughter up in the nice things, then had the nice bows to match her clothes and stuff. Those are good memories that I don't want to let go. I'm sorry. I had so many good memories as a parent with my daughter, right? And my sons as well. But I only got one male doll. I only have one male doll. All my dolls are girls. I have one male doll. But it brings back so many memories, family, right? And those are good things. Those things raise my vibrations, because this is something I'm like, I'm hands down, and I'm not trying to boast or brag, but I've been a damn good mother to my children. You know, my children had not just everything they wanted, but everything that they needed. And me and my husband, we bust our butts so they can have it. And that's for sure, family. That is for sure. And when I, see some disturbing things and hear about disturbing things, and even tap into some of these energies with children and pick up these disturbing things, family, I'm just so frustrated. And, it just take me to this place where I don't want to be, right? This is the way that I can just, like I said, let it all out, right? I take care I take care of my dogs better than some people take care of their children. All right? Human children. I take care of my dogs better than that. So family, come on, what's wrong with this picture? Right? What's wrong with that picture? But it's the truth. You see some people take care of their objects better than a human life. Right? This is what's going on for most people anyway. Right? For most people anyway. But yes, this is a way, like I said, that I can just let it all down, right? Tianchen said, yes, I miss those that, yes, that's something that I really miss, right? If I could be a mom million times over, honey, I would. I would. Right? But I did love when my daughter was younger and I was able to do those things with her and take her to school with her little uniform on and her matching hair bows and her little socks and little things like that. I love that. Dressing her up and doing all that cute little stuff that we used to do with our children. I miss those things and I love doing it. I love doing it. And my husband used to always say that, right? Well, I tried to have another girl, but didn't happen. I had 3 boys after, right? I guess I said it must have been meant for me just to have the one girl, but I have it in my dog family. I have all the girls in my dog family, right? I have my granddaughters. So I can, well, they mama like to do all the things I used to do with her own children. So I don't really get that opportunity. I could buy the clothes for my grandchildren, but my daughter, she loved to dress up my grandchildren. All right. She loved to do that. She's like a little me when I was a mother. My grandchildren, they are, I'm telling you, family, my granddaughter, my daughter's a damn good mother. Right? She's a damn good mother when it comes to taking care of her children. And that's one thing I admire. She reminds me of a little me. A little me. Okay? And I always told my sons when they start to have children, the 2 oldest one, not the youngest one. We ain't had that conversation yet because he only about to be 10. But my 2 oldest boys, they're in their 20s. I told them the same thing. When you have your family, I hope that you are a very good father. How your father was with you all, right? Because your father was a very good provider and he cared for his children to make sure his children had everything they needed and wanted, right? So yes, that's something that it's just something that I admire, right? Playing with my dolls, doing my dolls' hairs and dressing my dolls up, posing them and putting them in areas. That's what I like to do, right? It reminds me of a lot of memories, like I said, with my children were children. I can't say for when I was a child because I didn't have the best childhood, family. So I can't talk about my good childhood memories, but what I can talk about is I can make the memories, right? Or make the things happen that didn't get to happen when I was a child. I can make it happen as an adult because guess what? I control my reality. I control my destiny. So I control the outcome of what I want the situation to be. So if I choose to buy me 1,000 dolls, I'm going to buy it. And who's going to say I can't, right? I couldn't have it as a child, but you ain't going to tell me I can't have it as an adult. So yes, family, that's something that I just wanted to share with you all. This is one of my hobbies, right? That I never really got to share with the spiritual family. But yes, I'm into a lot of things, right? A lot of good, positive things. Positive things, all right? She's a masterpiece doll, and that's a masterpiece doll. Tansha said, children bring a lot of joy. Yes, they sure do. They sure do, family. When I had my grandbabies, um, my daughter one time took my grandbabies to my mother's house. My mother was watching them. Honey, I was so pissed off when I came home and found out my mother had those kids, because I was like, I want my grandkids over here with me. Right? Yes. Children bring you a lot of joy. And I love, that's one thing I love, is being a mother. I love being a mother. And I said, even though my children are older and I can't, I could still love on them, but I can't love on them the way I want to love on them, right? Because they're adults now. They don't have time for all this mushy, kissy stuff and stuff that mommy used to do when they was younger. But guess what? I can get that joy still out of my grandchildren. And even after my grandchildren is gone, guess what? I have these dolls here as reminders. You understand? So the feeling and the memory, it never goes away, right? Even, the energy of my daughter handling the dolls and my grandchildren handling the dolls, that energy, it never goes away. Those memories will never go away, right? And these dolls will be here, hopefully forever, right? Long after I'm gone, okay? They'll be passed down to my grandchildren and so forth like that. But, yeah, those memories will linger on, family. So yes, family, get yourself into some hobbies. Get yourself into some good hobbies. Raise your vibrations. Heal the inner child, right? Do some things for self. Honey, be happy. Life is too short. If you know, like I know, family, whew, child, yeah, you better live every day like it's your last. Live every day like it's your last and be happy doing so, right? As long as you're not hurting nobody in the process, because we don't want to hurt people in the process, right? We want to love on people along our path and help them along their path. That's what we want to do. So yes. Hi, Wealthy. Wealthy said dolls are beautiful. Yes, thank you, Wealthy. Yeah, I call myself styling my doll baby here. I don't know what kind of style this is. I did, but it's up there. It's styled. So no, family coming in here thinking that they're gonna hear this is how I styled it, family. Family coming in here thinking that they're gonna get a message today. The message is to get yourself into a positive hobby. This is one of my hobbies, right? I'm into doll collecting. So yes, get yourself into a positive hobby. Even if you into whatever it may be, you may be into, right? Like my son, my papa, my Jojo, he into Legos. If you see his bedroom, Lord have mercy, he have a lot of Legos. He build whatever, he built houses, he build animals, he does it all. But he's into Legos, right? That's something of his that he's into. And maybe when he get older, as a grown man, he may still be into his Legos, right? Because we have grown men that's still into Legos. They are still into their video games. They still into this. So don't let nobody tell you that you're too old for a certain hobby. You're never too old, family. You're never too old, right? So I just want to let you all know that, because sometimes people like to make you feel like you're too old to be doing things, right? If you want to go on a roller coaster ride, oh no, you're too old to do that. That's for the children. If you feel like your heart could take it, go ahead and go for it, right? Because I sure enough used to be into roller coasters heavily, but I can't do it no more, family. Can't do it no more. But I used to be, back in the days when I used to take my older children to the amusement parks, right? We used to go to Great Adventures and Busch Gardens and Disney. We did it all, family. We did it all. But guess what? I can't do the roller coasters no more. Can't do that. Thank you all in the cards. Yeah, family. Yeah, so that's I just wanted to show you all some of my I got big girls, as you all could see. Right? I'm not really too much into the babies. I do have a baby. but that's my male. That's my boy. He's the only one I have. And the only reason why I really got him is because he remind me of my he's so tiny. He remind me of my papa when I had him. Cause when I had my son, he was premature. He was a little tiny thing. And that the little boy, he really remind me of him when he was little. So that's the only reason why I got him. But he's the only boy I have. The rest are girls, right? I have a bunch of girls. Um, but yeah, I have mainly big dolls that stand and pose, and you could dress up with the little skirts and things like that. Put the little sneakers and shoes and put them in different areas, right? Like as if they doing something, right? Watering plants and so forth like that. Yeah, that's me, right? That's me in my happy space, right? Not bothering nobody, not running the street, running amok, not out here killing up people, not out here cheating and stealing. You understand? Positive things. Positive things. And get your children into some positive hobbies as well. Something positive. Right? Because we have children that need to get into something as well. But they right now, it's summertime. The parents got them outside running amok. Instead of having them sit down, do some coloring, do some activities inside the house, and get into something that they may like to do, right? Make it a hobby. Get them into it. This is what needs to be done. So I'm coming to bring that message to the spiritual family. Get yourself into a positive hobby, family, right? Melissa said, I know how you feel, Miss T. I get so much joy taking care of kids ever since I was a kid. Yes, and that's one thing too about me. When I was a child, even as a child, I always had somebody's kids. Even as a child. Even as a child, family, I was the babysitter. I was the designated babysitter. Although I had older siblings than I was the designated babysitter. So maybe that was just my calling. Maybe you understand, because it's just crazy how the world turns, right? But yes, I've always loved to be around children. I always loved children. And like I said, a lot of that I can't do with my own children now, or even my grandchildren, I can do with my dolls, right? I could do my doll here, right here, 5 times a day if I choose to. I could change the style and change the style again and change the style again until I get a style that I like, right? I won't necessarily do that with a human child now. But your dolls, you can have the most joy out of. You can get the most joy out of as well, right? So yes, that's just something that I do for joy, for myself. Keep my vibrations raised to take me away from all the pain and suffering that's going out there in the world, all the not so good, right? And the negative energy. So that's something that I do, right? Um, Positive things. Yes, family. So yes, those are two of my big girls right there. I keep her against here, and I keep she over here, but I rotate them. Family. I'll move them and then move my other dolls over here. I'll rotate, right? So they may be in like they little nightgown, matching nightgowns, right? Because they sisters, all right? They doll sisters. I have them in their matching nightgowns, and then I move two more over with their matching outfits and things like that. That's me, right? And I do it with my grandchildren too, right? So my grandchildren, they have their dolls, and when I go to my daughter's house, I play with their dolls, and we'll play dolls together, and we play house. I used to do that with my daughter too, right? Yeah. So those are memories my daughter could take with her and know how her mother used to do with her. She do it with her children. Guess what? And my grandchildren would do it with their children. It's all love, family. It's all love. And that's what the world needs, love. And that's what we need to be putting out into our families, love. Spiritual family and our physical family, love. So I want to share that message with you all, family. Hi, Capri. I think that's why I'm such a protector for kids. Yes, Valissa. Yes, Valissa. That sure is, right? When you're around children and you love children, your first instinct is to protect children. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Valissa said, me too. LOL. My dad still teased me about it. Oh, yeah. The men, they don't understand. The men don't understand. My husband, he had me cracking up because he'll say, baby, I don't want to see the dolls because they scary. That's my husband. The dolls are scary to him, right? So I wouldn't have the dolls all the time showing. The little doll, that's okay, but the big dolls is scary to him. He think about Chucky all the time, he said, with the big dolls. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I said, that's all right, baby, because you was playing your video games and I didn't bother you about that, right? I was scared of those video games with all the violence that they were showing on. I forget what the one game is. I want to say Mortal Kombat, but I know that wasn't the game. It was some other game. That wasn't the game. But yeah, family. I just wanted to share that some happy things with you all, family. Since every time I come up here, we always talk about some heavy energy. There's always something crazy going on in this world that we tapping into. I wanted to show you all something on a lighter side, right? Something positive, okay? Because we not always getting that in the world. And sometimes we need to see different things, right? And showing you all too some of my life, right? And a different side of me and what I do in my life, right? To, just decompose what I do, right? Decompress, excuse me, to decompress, right? The things that I do too in my life. So, yes, right? How on my journey? Thank you for your response for my message, Miss T. Made my night. You're very welcome, Capri. You're very welcome, Capri Queen. I bet he had something to say about that. Annabelle doll. LOL. Bless his heart. Yeah, family. And that's so funny because I wanted to get that Megan doll, right? That Megan doll is a big doll, right? And it's Megan. But I said, I want that doll so bad. I sat up there one day and I said, ancestors, I want that Megan doll. Because I'm a doll collector, family. I want the Megan doll. But I said, Lord have mercy, if I bring that doll in this house, I said, I could imagine how everybody going to react, right? My husband going to be scared to pieces. My daughter's going to be like, Mom, why you had to get that doll of all dolls, right? My grandchildren probably will love it because my one granddaughter, she like all that stuff. So she'll love it. But yeah, family. I've definitely been thinking about that Megan doll. I want to get the Megan doll, right? I really do, right? And I may get it. I may just get it. I'm gonna see. I gotta smooth my husband over first because that's the only thing I have to do. I gotta smooth him over first. Once he gets smooth over, right, and come to agreement that all right, the Megan doll, then I get it. The only reason I don't have it is because of him. But yes, I want that Megan doll. Angela said, "Get it, Miss C." Yes, yes. Who knows? Megan might come to life up in here. But yes, I do want to get that Megan doll, family. All right. Oh, my journey said you deserve it. Yes, I feel like I deserve that Megan doll. I want that Megan doll, and she's a big one too. She's bigger than her. This doll, I think, is over 40 inches right here. I think that Megan doll is bigger than her. I do want that Megan doll. So that's one doll I was thinking about, right? I have her right over here dressed up, right beside my bed. I have her right beside my bed. That's where I'm gonna put her. Oh, all in the car said, Lord, what? I have never heard of it. Yes, you know that movie because they make things, family. They make things and true, right? Because objects is a host, right? For any, it's a portal, right? For anything, whether it's good or bad, right? Because it's the energy that folks is putting into it. All right. So let me make that clear. But they put these movies out here and they portray these dolls as being these vicious things. And yes, it is some. It is some. You all see what's going on with the Annabelle situation. Yes, it's true, family. It is true. Right? But it's good and bad, and everything that we do is the energy that you're putting into it. Right? So if you want to put good energy in it, you're going to get good energy out of it. If you want to infuse it with negative and bad energy, that's the energy you're going to get out of it. All right? So I want to make that clear, family. Don't be sitting up here thinking that, oh, all dolls are evil, right? Or you are scared of dolls. You are afraid. My sister, she are afraid of dolls, right? She afraid of big dolls, right? She's afraid of big dolls, right? And that's something that creeped her out from her childhood, right? She had a bad experience. Something happened. Maybe she seen something. Maybe she saw a doll move when she was a child, and now she just freaked out, right? Because we do see things as children, and we just like, oh my goodness. But I've always been the type that I'm just like, I just go into a lot of things that is just like that. That's just me, all right? That's just me. Right, but yes, that Megan doll, I do want that Megan doll, right? I don't know about, I never really was into the Raggedy Ann dolls. I was never really in, I don't know, it's just not my thing, right? It's just not. So I don't think I could ever have an Annabelle doll because Raggedy Ann was never really my type of doll, family. It wasn't, right? So I don't know. I do know dolls have spirits for real. Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. No, the Megan doll, I never heard of that. I don't really watch a lot of movies, especially about dolls. Well, I never saw the Megan movie. Um, my daughter saw it, but it's the little clip with I did see the little clip that they showed with the doll dancing, doing her little dance. I laugh, I crack up all the time when I see when I see that clip, family. I cracks up when I see that clip. But yeah, yeah. Well, the car said, yes, we're gonna have a fit. Yeah, he see that Megan doll. I wonder if he even you know, about the Megan movie. I'm just saying that I don't know if he gonna approve of the Megan doll because she's so big, right? And the bigger dolls, I know the bigger dolls. He's like, he don't really like the bigger dolls, right? He said they look scary like Chucky. So and that's one. And I used to. It wasn't me. It was a family member that had the Chucky doll when I was growing up. They had the Chucky doll because I ain't had no dolls growing up. I had one Barbie and that got taken away from me when I was younger. I had a Barbie doll. That was it. That was my childhood. One Barbie doll, and I probably was 9 or 10 years old, and that got taken away. I never had dolls growing up. Right, the dolls that I had were my sister dolls. That was their dolls, right? And the one sister that's afraid of dolls, she was the one that had the doggone dolls growing up. The only sister that had dolls growing up. Now as an adult, she's freaked out and scared of the big dolls. But a family member of ours had the Chucky doll, and then they had the kid sister. And I've always wanted the Chucky and the kid sister doll, but I never got it. I never got it. Now, as an adult, if I want to collect it, I can get the Chucky and the my sister doll, right? I think it was Kid's sister or something. Kid's sister, my brother, whatever. They look like the Chucky, right? But those two dolls, I always liked that growing up, but I'm not really into that those dolls like that. But yes, I will get those dolls, right? If I ever come across it, I will get it. My daughter was not having it with dolls when she was a baby. She said that the dolls were always staring at her. Those dolls never made it out the package, but they did make it back to the store. Capri, I'm dying laughing. I know that's right. Now let me tell you something. My papa, he don't like he don't like dolls. My papa don't like dolls. So he'll be like, if he in here and he feel like, oh, the dog staring, the dog staring. He told me the other day, Ma, I don't want the dog staring at me, but he was in my room. I said, well, Papa, you can always go in your room, baby. You don't have to be in here up under me. Right? And so he's like, no, Ma, you need to turn the dog around. So that's why her head is turned that way, because her head originally wasn't that way. Her head is turned that way because my papa didn't, he claimed she was staring at him, but he don't like dolls. He is not into dolls. He don't want to look at the dolls. He don't want to interact with the doll. It's just not for him, and that's okay because he's a boy. Right, he's a boy. So but yeah, he don't care for them. If it was up to him, they would be gone. Right. But yeah, and I said him and his dad, yeah, they're like, if it was up to them two, yeah, they'd be gone. Hmm. But yes, family. I know she saw something in those dolls, so I had to get rid of them because she wouldn't sleep in her room all night until I did. She's 21 and she still don't like dolls to this day. Yeah. I'm sure she did see something, Capri. I never really asked my sister what happened to her. Like, and I said one day I am going to ask her, but I never really did ask my sister what happened to her. Why all of a sudden dolls creep her out? Because as a child, growing up, family, I'm the baby sister, and she was the second oldest. All right, she's the second oldest. She was the one that had all the dolls, right? Because she was always the goody good two shoe kid, right? And she still is, right? Out of all the sisters, all right. She's the one that went and got 2 degrees, all right. The rest of us, we went to college, but we didn't get 2 degrees. She's the one that got the 2 degrees, right? She was always the good one, so she got the most of everything. Everybody gave her everything, okay. Let me tell you, she had all the dolls. Now, they freak me out. She said, I don't like the dolls. I want the teddy bears. She'll take the teddy bears. She don't want the dolls. She said they freak her out. But yes, as a kid growing up, she had all the dolls. And I remember one time as a kid, I wanted to play with my sister's doll. She didn't want me to play with the doll, so I got mad. And my mother said that I broke the doll up. I don't recall that, but I guess I did because my mother remembered that day vividly. She said she wouldn't give me the doll, and I do remember crying because I wanted to play with her doll. And I guess she must have got the doll for her birthday or something, and she didn't want to let me play with the doll. So yeah, I broke the legs off the doll. so, my, so my mother said I broke the legs off the doll and said, "Here, take your doll." After I broke the legs off the doll, right? So yeah, I could see me doing something like that as a child because I was a menace. I was a menace as a child, so I could see that. I said, yeah, I could see that. I could see me doing that, right? But yeah, she the one that had all the dolls, but now she don't. She don't want nothing to do with dolls now. So I wonder if something happened to her, right? Maybe for her being selfish with her dolls all them years, right? Maybe maybe she did see something, right? So now she don't want no doll no more. So who knows? Yes, Muffin. You want to say hi to the spiritual family? Let me see if my grandbaby gonna go. You gonna go over there? You gotta go over there and you gotta wave. You can go over there and wave? No. She said no. She don't want to go over there and wave. I got a daughter that look like both of my grandchildren. Mhm. I said they may keep on growing. This one looked like my oldest granddaughter, and then I got another one that looked like my youngest granddaughter. But she not the doll is not displayed over here. But I said, yeah, I get to always see them and as little toddlers, as children, right? Mm-hmm. Sandra said, dog turned on her for not letting you play with it. Exactly, exactly, Tantalus. That's probably that's probably what happened. Yes, because my sister, sure enough, she ain't want to let me play with her dolls, honey. She ain't want to share the dolls, but she was the only one in the house, and my mother had four girls. That one sister, one child, was the only one that had dolls, right? The only one that had dolls. Hmm. I didn't get no dolls. I was too bad, so I didn't get the dolls, right? Um, my oldest sister, I don't think she had time for no dolls. She ain't care about no dolls. She still like that. She ain't got time for it. Even as a child, she ain't got time for it. And my other sister, she was too mean. She was too mean to even sit down and play with a doll. Okay, so she was just that one sister. But yeah, maybe that's what happened. Maybe the doll did. Well, in the car said, now you got all the dolls you want. Sure, yeah. Yes, ma'am. And that's why I say, family, if you can't have it as a child, there's no reason why you can't have it as an adult, right? So there's no excuses. There's no excuses to be miserable, family. It's no excuses to still be like, my mother didn't take care of me as a child, so now you are miserable and you got depression and suffering from this and that. My mother didn't take care of me the best way, right? As a child, but that ain't gonna get me down. I'm taking care of me now, and guess what? The way I took care of my children was the way I wanted to be taken care of as a child. So I put all that energy back into my children. I poured that into my children. You understand? Why y'all sitting around? Why folks sitting around in misery and miserable? And honey, get out of that. Get out of that. Get out of that stagnant energy, family. Start putting it and investing into something positive, right? Get out of that, right? Your parents couldn't do that for you as a child. Do it for yourself now as an adult. Do it for your children now that you have children. Do it for your grandchildren now that you have grandchildren. Get out of that mess, right? Get out of that. You was abused as a child. Go out there and make sure other children don't get abused like you was abused. You understand? You got to turn this energy around, family. That's how you shift things in your life. Folks are not shifting things. And then you wondering why things is not happening for you. You know why? Because you're still in the same energy, the same misery that you've been in. It's not going to shift. It's nothing going to change. Get yourself into some positive things. And one thing the ancestors always says, keep your vibrations raised high. And trust me, I'm going to keep my vibrations raised high. I don't care who don't like XYZ. I'm not hurting you in the process, baby. But guess what? I'm going to keep my vibrations raised. I'm going to do things that I love to do, things that's going to make me happy, and I'm not hurting anyone in the process. You understand, family? Do some things. Do some things. Do some good things for yourself. Pour it into you. Love all on you, family. Gotta be doing that. Gotta be doing that, family. Some people just want to be miserable to get attention. That's actually the only way they can get, oops, what is this? Attention. It's just making others miserable. Yeah, and that too. That too. Right? Some people just want to be in the misery. They don't want to do the work. And that's what I realized. Some folks don't want to do the work. That's why. So they just sit there and they just sob in their misery, right? And just be miserable. And just keep talking about what they can't do instead of trying to do. Because they don't want to put the effort in. They don't want to do the energy work. And that's a lot. That's what's going on. No motivation. Get into something positive. Trust me, you'll get the motivation, and that will inspire you to do other things that's positive and keep pushing forward from there. I didn't have the best childhood. Thank God my mama ain't abuse us though. She ain't abuse us, but we was neglected. That's for damn sure. Because there was plenty of nights we went to bed hungry with no food. And when I say hungry with no food, I meant breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay? Not just skip a meal. We skip a whole day, 2 or 3 worth of meals. Okay? So, yes, family. But you got to keep pushing forward, right? Once you know, right? And that's why I said, my kids going to always, I'm going to make sure I keep food in the house. My kids going to always have food. My kids going to be able to open up their refrigerator and be able to get whatever it is they want to get out of their refrigerator. And guess what? That was my promise as a child, right? Well, not as a child, but, when I was a little older. That was my promise if I ever became a mother. And when I did become a mother, I made that reality, right? My children could go in the refrigerator, get whatever they want when they want it, right? They always have food. Even if I didn't have time to cook or hubby didn't have time to cook, they can go in that refrigerator and make them a sandwich, right? It was always something for them to eat. So, yes, family, we got to be doing that. We got to turn that energy around that wasn't the best, even as growing up, even as, adults, because some of us is in unhealthy relationships that some of us, we're just miserable. Get out of them unhealthy relationships, honey. Find fulfillment in your life with something positive. Get around positive people that's going to raise your vibrations and going to show you new things in life, right? Help elevate you. Get into something good. This is what we need to be doing, family, in our lives. We don't need to be around people that's negative and putting people down or always pointing out people's flaws. Get away from people like that. Family, I don't share my energy with people like that. Soon as I come around people and they want to point out people's flaws and they always got something negative to say, I see you later. You understand? Nobody have time for that, family. My goodness. That's how you get yourself caught up in nonsense that you don't want to be in. Right? So yes, families, put yourself in, in a positive atmosphere. Put yourself in there, right? Yeah, I'm in my own little world, family. If you can't tell, you know now. I'm in my own little world, family, and I love it in my own little world. Nobody's bothering me to do. No, thank you. I'm not interested. That's my slogan, family. Yeah, ancestors taught me that very well. No, thank you. I'm not interested. Because if I'm not doing my spiritual work, I'm doing physical work here in this household. I'm doing family work, right? I'm doing something. I'm always preoccupied with something. But it's always positive, whether it's to help myself or help someone else. That's what I'm doing in my life. I don't have no time to be out there in the club drinking, smoking. I'm not down on anybody who's doing that, right? Because some of us are still grandparents and still clubbing every day, right? We clubbing more than the children, right? Than our adult children. So I'm not knocking anybody who's doing that. But family, we got to know when to let certain things go. We gotta know when to hang it up. All right, it's time to hang that up. Time to get that up. You understand? We gotta know these things. It's time to give it up. Let it go. Right, family? So I wanted to just share that with you, family. I'm gonna let you all go. I'm off today, like I said, and when I'm off today, I wanna do something uplifting, right? Something that's joyous, right? I don't want to think about negative things all the time and horrible situations all the time that's going on in this world, right? Sometimes I want to just decompress. Sometimes I just want to just be motivated in a positive manner and do some positive things, right? I start going and nurturing my plants, right? On my day off, I put that energy into my grandchildren. You see my grandchildren is over here, right? So we'll go out. I'll take them to the trampoline park, right? We do things. I get on the trampoline. Yes, I get my big butt on that trampoline, family. I may do a couple of jumps and that's it. But I get up there with the children. I try. I try. That's one thing. I try. I can't do it no more like I used to do it. But I do get up there with them. And I do a couple of jumps and I'm like, all right, grandma, I gotta sit down now, right? That's y'all go ahead and enjoy yourselves. But I do get up there and try. My daughter said, Ma, this is a shame. You acting like an old lady. I'm sorry, but mommy got weight on her that I didn't have before, right? I cannot move like that no more, family. I can't do it. I just can't. Weight will slow you down, family. That's for sure. If you ain't been slowed down before, put on a couple of pounds. You'll be slowed down now. But yes, weight has really slowed me down, family. And that's okay. That's okay. Right? Because I don't even feel old. And I'm not old. I'm not claiming to be old. But the weight has slowed me down, family. I can't do all the things that I used to do. I just can't. I can't. But yes, family, get yourself into some positive things. Do some positive things, right? Get out there and do some things, family. Make yourself happy. Do some things to make yourself happy, family. Yeah, I keep myself happy, family. That's why I'm just happy and I'm just bubbly. Yes, and when I'm tapping into energy, the spiritual realm is just happy to deliver that energy to me. You know why? Because I'm a child at heart, family. I am. I'm a loving, happy child at heart. That's me. I'm loving on anybody who wants to embrace the love. Yes, I will love all over you. Yes, I sure will. So yes, family, do some things. Do some things. Right? But yes, those two of my little beauties up there. We need to get a t-shirt, Elja, with her slogan on it. No, thank you. I'm not interested. Miss T. Yes. Yes, Capri Queen. Yes. That is. No, thank you. I'm not interested. Yeah, I learned that. I learned that very well from the ancestors. Yeah, after they showed me a few things, you better be saying, no, thank you. I'm not interested. No, thank you. Not interested. That's it. No, thank you. Not interested. You got that right. Oh, yeah, I learned that very well. And a lot of you all, y'all know it too very well now. No, thank you. Not interested. If y'all knew what was to come, family, yeah, y'all be saying that very loud too. No, thank you. Not interested. Not interested. No, thank you. Right? I just want to be in my sacred space. That's all. I keep myself isolated, family. I really do. I keep myself isolated. I just want to be in my sacred space. I want to be happy. I don't want to bother nobody, and I don't want nobody to bother me. I've always been like that. Don't bother me. I won't bother you. That's it. Don't bother me. I will not bother you. That's it. Just want to be in my little happy space, in my own little bubble, in my own realm. That's it. That's all. So I'm going to let you all go, family. Terrence said, I know that's right, Miss T. Yes, yes, yes. You have to, family. You have to. And a lot of folks out here now, family, some of you all need to stay to yourself too. Some of you all really need to stay to yourself. You see, you keep yourself out of trouble. You keep trouble away from you. You have more things in life, and you'll go further in life. Because some of you all are around people that you shouldn't be around, sharing your energy with negative people and vampire savages and suckers. Zap you of all your energy, utilize and abuse you. Yes. So please listen to that message. If you don't listen to nothing else, please get yourself into a positive hobby. This is one of my positive hobbies. This is doll collecting. Yes, I am into it, family. I think my first doll that I collected, it was, geez, that was, how many years ago was that? Ooh, child. Oh, 17, it was 17 years ago, family. 17 years ago. The very first doll that I've collected, and I still got that doll to this day. Right? I still got that doll to this day. 17? Yeah. 13, 14, 13, 14, 12. Yep, 17 years ago, family. And I still have this doll. So let's talk about taking care of our things. Let's talk about that. How we could take care of our things and still have it. You know, the things that we collect. But yes, 17 years ago. That's how long it's been. My first doll that I started collecting. I paid a lot of money for that doll. I probably paid a couple of $100s for that doll. That was my first doll that I collected. And still have that doll. So that's family. I just wanted to share that with you all. But yes, I am into that. I have a lot of ones that's boxed up, but those are ones that they're more like the stuffed dolls, like those. But yes, family, this is some of my collection. So I'm gonna let you all go, family. I want to say I love you all, family. I want you all to have a prosperous day, family. I'll see some of you all on K-Swin channel tonight. So those of you all who will be on her channel tonight, I won't be live today, family, although I'm off today because after I get off K-Swin channel, I have to do a session. Right? So I'm going to be doing a session. So that's about it. I want to say I will see some of you all. I don't know when, but I will be up here. I love you all, family. I want you all to have a prosperous day. Feel free to comment. And please, any hate comments, you better keep it to yourself. Love you all, family. Yes, all in the cards said Patreon Thursday Night Insight. I will be there. Patreon Thursday Night Insight. So for those of you all who's on all in the cards, please go to her Patreon for Thursday Night Insight. She will be doing it tonight at 5:30 Eastern time. Okay? So I love you all, family. I see most of you all then. All right? Love you all, family. Have a prosperous day.